Few people might have mentioned in yesterday's episode that I was a little quick to write off the entire season off the back of the results. Well, we've still not scored a goal since before yesterday's episode. Can I panic yet? Hello and welcome to Club 6, part 35 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, once again, we have the two biggest games of the season. Certainly the two biggest games of the rest of the season. We're at home to local rivals Real Betis, and then we have the second leg against Chelsea in the Champions League. Since you were last with me, though, we all know about the two defeats in the last episode, but we then went and drew 2-0 against teams we really should have beaten. Now, there was a little bit of rotation again. I'm struggling with this rotation thing because if I rotate too heavily, then, well, I mean, this isn't even too heavy. I mean, look at the stars that are in this team. All I've really done, Montero got to play and Sanya played and Perez started ahead of Korkmaz. There you go. There's your rotation there. Couldn't grab a goal. Next game against Numancia, we've got Benko coming in, Ruiz played, and O'Neill got a start. It's not as if I'm rotating ridiculously heavily. I'm rotating a little bit just to try and keep people fit, and we've just lost the ability to score goals. We've bottled it. Our nerve has gone, and we need to turn it around immediately. It's still not outside the realms of possibility that we can rescue La Liga, although it's looking very unlikely now. We have got 3 games in hand on Real Madrid, but the gap is now 12 points. So we need to win our 3 games in hand, which is easier said than done, and then hope they slip up and we can capitalise. But we also have Atletico Madrid and Barcelona in between us and them as well. So I think we will just have to be happy this season if we end up back in the Champions League again. I think I'm ready to write off La Liga this year, but the Champions League is still doable. We're only 1-0 down from the first leg. We've just got to learn to score goals again. That's the important thing. We're at home against a team that we had the better of in that first leg yesterday. They beat us with a free kick, but other than that, we dominated the game. If we can remember how to score goals, all will be well in the world again. The only problem is we have a bit of an injury crisis going on. This isn't a tactical decision to go back to the 4-3-3. If we have a look at the medical centre, we've got Benko, who's out for 9 weeks with a torn hamstring. Lorenzo's out for a couple of weeks with a groin strain. We've also lost Presedo. We've lost Silva. Amador is out on loan and we can't recall him. So despite starting the season with too many attacking midfielders, we now have none. So we've had to go back to the 4-3-3. In fact, I'm going to switch him up to be a little bit more of an attacking option in midfield. I know I'm breaking my only have one playmaker rule by doing that, but maybe we need two playmakers to create some goals for us. So this is the team we're putting out there to try and score a goal against Real Betis. It's not even trying to win. We'd just like to score a goal again. It's been so long. So we've got Zielinski in goal. And by the way, that run of form would have been even worse without him. He has been playing incredibly well, which is worrying because he's been the best player certainly through the couple of draws in the league. Zielinski has been our outstanding performer. That's problematic. So Zielinski in goal, a back four, Rybak, Sanya, Annan and Gravosti, with Moreno at the base of the midfield, Ramos and Atz ahead of him, and then Ruiz, Korkmaz and Gould as our front 3. Let's get into the game. That's a terrible kit Real Betis have got there. I mean, we deserve a 2-goal head start for the fact they're wearing a terrible kit that looks like it's being Thanos'd away. Ridiculous. Right, let's do it. I don't even know what to do. Aggression. Should we just start things off with aggression? We should be winning this game. Just blooming win the game. I'm so cross with you all for how you've been playing recently. So I'm just going to be aggressive, grumpy Kev until we score a goal at least. 100% aggression all the time until the next goal. I think that's only fair. Can we do aggressive shouts? Does it give me the option to do that? What happens if we do a drop down on those? Oh, we can shout individually. I think I probably already knew that. I'd like to think I did. The comment section's now destroying me again for not knowing that. I knew it. I promised I knew it. I just forgot. 15 minutes in, we haven't had a shot on target yet. This feels fairly standard. Ramos trying to beat his man, doesn't quite get there, but Ats is trying to close down in midfield. Theoretically, we should be even more defensively sound with Moreno back in the team, but being defensively sound hasn't been our problem. We've got, I would say, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Oh my word, we've scored a goal. We've scored a goal. What a wonderful thing. Oh, I'd forgotten what this feels like. Oh, you feel it everywhere, don't you? That's delightful. We're 1-0 up against Real Betis, and the comeback starts here. This is what makes the season interesting. You know, you can't just win every game and have no conflict in your story. It was all part of the plan. We've deliberately had this run of poor form, and now we're going to come back and gloriously win the league. We're going to win the Champions League, and I'll just be considered a master storyteller, for goodness sake. For goodness sake. I've been telling you what a great goalkeeper he is, and how well he's been playing. That was just poor. I don't know what to do. We finally figure out how to score goals again, and I mean, I can't complain too much, but now we've got to score again. We've not scored for 4 games, and now we've got to figure out a way to do it a second time in this game. Let's have 10 minutes of passion. We haven't had early passion for a little while, so maybe 10 minutes of first half passion is what we need. Korkmaz is feeling confident, which is lovely. Go grab another goal if you're feeling confident. And the rest of them are fired up, apart from the defenders, who are nervous. Well, I'm not that bothered if they're nervous. We've got Bamba on the bench. Bamba's a wonder kid. If we have to bring a wonder kid on and just forget the old men completely and play a wonder kid centre-back for the rest of the season, then so be it. Right. Aggression. We're going to carry on with aggression. I'm not happy. I know I said I'd stop being aggressive when we scored a goal, but then we conceded one. It cancelled it out, as far as I'm concerned. I want a positive goal return on a match. Some might call that a win. When we win a game, then I'll stop being aggressive. I think that's probably fairer. There's no use losing the aggression if we lose 4-1. Ramos with the corner. Korkmaz is there again and scores again. It looks like it's been disallowed, though. What's the ref waving his arms about? Disallowed for, it doesn't actually say. And apparently it was Ruiz. Ruiz must have been the one who did the... Ruiz was offside. But was he interfering with play at all? I would suggest probably not. That probably isn't even the rule anymore. Right. Shall we... I'm tempted to bring Bamba on and just put my money where my mouth is and say, yeah, let's play Wonder Kid. There you go. I've lost my mind. The Bayern Munich job's available. For the first time in about 3 seasons, I am a little bit tempted. We'll just do that. I was going to make a third change. Just change everything. It's all going wrong. Let's get creative. I think if we manage to bottle this season, just for my own sanity, we might have to move on from Sevilla. I know it seems crazy, and I know a lot of people like it when you build a long-term thing at a football club. And there is obviously lots of reasons. We're so close to being there with Sevilla, even if it's not this year, it'll be next. But I've got my series where I do my long-term building at a club with home. This one is all about moving from club to club, and we've been here, is this 5 years at Sevilla now? I think if we can't get the job done in 5 years, then it's time to move on to a club where we might be able to get the job done. So there's a threat for you. I think March 2034, I think I'm announcing this is the final year at Sevilla, regardless of what happens. There you go, there's some... Are we winning this penalty or not? He's over at the little telly. For goodness sake, I'm going to put my toe through that telly. It's ruined us twice today. Ridiculous. Right, Gould can come off. We haven't got anyone to come on for him. I think what I might do... I want to get an attacking midfielder. Why can't I see the players in the right arrangement? There we go. I want to get an attacking midfielder on. What I might do is actually bring on a striker, not an attacking midfielder. We're going to go for it. Perez can play as a complete forward, and I love a complete forward, and I haven't really used them very much in this series so far. Let's just switch him back round to be that. Swap those two over. Right, we are officially going for it. 2 strikers. Let's go attacking as well. Let's push forward. And let's grab a winner. For goodness sake, let's grab a winner. This is one of our games in hand. Oh, their heads are gone. The passion's gone. We played too many games in the Copa del Rey. and it's just it has genuinely ruined our season. I'm convinced of it. Well, it's become a one competition season. I think I'll resign before the Copa del Rey final. I just don't want to win it. It offends me because it's been the root of everything that's gone wrong this year. It all comes down to... Look, Amador's injured as well now. So even if he was with us, he's still injured. What's up with him? He's broken his arm. So even if we could recall him, it's no use. All three of our attacking midfielders injured. Right, we now have to beat Chelsea. Well, the season's pretty much done. Wow. Okay. Maybe this won't be our last season at Sevilla. Maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. I thought I'd apply for this just to see what would happen. They won't even interview me because of the strength of the other candidates applying for the job. I won La Liga last season. I'm still only a 3.5-star reputation manager. I am convinced managerial reputation is broken in this save. I get an interview at Chelsea in my home series the other day. I obviously turned it down. But we're still in the Championship with home. And Chelsea are interested. But in this universe, can't even get an interview at Bayern Munich. Probably because I can't say the name of the club. My reputation has gone before me. Well, we've not won for 5 games. We must win this game against Chelsea to keep the season alive. We've only made one change, and it's Bruce in for Ryback because Ryback's suspended after the first leg. This is a very uninspiring team that was very uninspiring in the first leg. Why is he not playing in his... I don't think that's making all the difference, but let's get him doing the covering that he normally does. Have we got something a bit more dynamic that you can be? Maybe you can be a Mazzala, charging forward that way. Other than that, let's just cross our fingers and hope that the reason for the poor form has been... You know, when we've talked about this when we've been with smaller clubs earlier on in the series, when you've got the big cup draw and you get excited about it. We haven't owed a club revenge for a long time, my word. But when you have the big cup draw, you get excited about it and suddenly your league form just disappears. I hope that what's actually gone on in the league in the last 3 or 4 matches has been we're really excited about this Chelsea game and we're now going to win it. And that's why we've been poor. I thought that was going to go in. I don't think I could make it to the end of the episode if they'd have scored after 30 seconds. Where is this all gone? Let's go back in time. 3 episodes. Everything was going so well. I could do no wrong. I don't understand how it's all falling apart. Ruiz is in. 13 minutes on the clock. He is not a player who, by any definition, he doesn't look good enough to be in this team. But that's his 8th goal of the season. When we need him, he does that. He's only a 2.5-star player. You do get these anomalies from time to time. I know you lot always tell me not to rely too much on star ratings. And with Antonio Ruiz, he's one of those situations where I have just ignored the star rating and focused on the fact that every time he plays, he's good. I think we probably might just have to commit to him being our starter out on that left-hand side because we've faffed around for 4 seasons of Garcia and Abraham and Korkmaz and various other people out on that left wing. Ruiz has never been our first choice, but he's just scored an incredibly important goal for us. Ramos tries to play Goulding but can't quite slot him through. Why are our 3 midfielders all so close together there? That seems quite inefficient. But I guess it's defensively sound, maybe. Ball over the top. Oh, they hit the post. And Zielinski, after all that talk earlier in the episode about how great he's been, hasn't looked very good in this episode. Ruiz now tries to get hold of the ball, can't quite get there. And we're pressing, we're pushing on again. I like this. We're chasing them down. We look like we're up for it today, and we haven't looked like we've been up for it for the last half dozen games. But Ramos plays it to Korkmaz. Korkmaz out to Bruce. That's a wild pass, but Bruce gets there. Can't get the cross in, though, and it comes to Ramos, who does get the crossover for Korkmaz. It falls to Ats. Ats plays it to Ruiz. Ruiz has got a chance for number 2. What a goal from Antonio Ruiz. 24 minutes on the clock. Sevilla 2, Chelsea 0. It's 2-0 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. Obviously, Chelsea do know that if they grab a goal, it's an away goal, etc., etc., etc. But I can't really announce a new hero is emerging because he was brilliant in episode 2 at Sevilla. because Garcia was injured. Ruiz was here before I got here. If anything, I've just spent 4 years holding that man back. But he's finally bursting through on the biggest stage. 2 goals against Chelsea. He's grabbed this team by the scruff of the neck and said, look, we're going to win the Champions League, you numbskulls. Ruiz again. Is he going to grab a first half hat-trick? That would be delightful. Ramos, just over from the edge of the area for Ramos. Ramos is another one who's a bit of a reject. Came to us having failed to get into the team for several years at Paris Saint-Germain. So he's going to have a point to prove going into this game as well. So perhaps we just need to rebrand ourselves as a bunch of rejects. Right. Calmly, just say, let's not mess this up. Obviously, if we concede a goal, that is disastrous. A third goal for us would be lovely. We need Ats and Ruiz to continue just running the game the way they have for that first half. I'm going to offer some praise. I haven't praised them for a long time, but perhaps they'll thrive on a little bit of praise, or perhaps they'll get complacent and we'll end up throwing it all away. But well, hopefully it'll be the first one. Right, Gould not playing well. Montero not on the bench though, so Gould can stay on regardless. We are going to take off Korkmaz and bring on Perez. And I actually might make him a complete forward. I've not played him as a complete forward as a lone striker yet, but now I know he can do it. I've always liked complete forwards in the past. We're going to bring on O'Neill as well, and hopefully O'Neill playing in the position where he used to play well. He officially, his preferred position is deep-lying playmaker and defend, but he's never performed well there in 3 years of doing it. But we all remember how good he was playing as the attacking Mazzala in this system back before the days of Ats. So maybe he can come on and just be awesome again. We don't have a backup holding midfielder because we haven't used them for so long. So Moreno's going to have to stay on. How are we doing for fitness? Moreno's the only one because he doesn't understand why he's suddenly playing so much football after 18 months of just basically making the tea and carrying everyone's suitcases. He's a strong lad, Tony Moreno. But can we hold on? It's Bruce with the free kick. Oh, it's gone down as an own goal. I wanted to do the bit where I say their full name and I don't know his full name. He's a reserve. Oh, that's... Imagine being a Chelsea fan watching that happen. It's pinballing through the wall. It doesn't matter. Bruce has just scored. I want to say his first name's Patrick. If it's not, it is now. There we go. Patrick Bruce. 3-0 to Sevilla. We are through to... Is that the quarter-final of the Champions League? Perhaps the season's not over yet, boys and girls, because that was dominant. And now we've got the quarter-final draw coming up to end the episode. And hopefully end the episode with a bang. Oh, and apparently all these players who were unhappy because we're not very good at the Champions League are now happy. That could be a big difference maker as well. Interesting. Here we go then. Champions League quarter-final draw. Can you hear the drilling in the background, by the way? I assume you probably can and you've all stopped watching by this point. I don't know what's going on. The world is out to get me at the moment. Just loud noises everywhere. Look at the state of that as a final 8 in the Champions League. Inter, Liverpool, Man United, Real Madrid, Juventus, Man City, Paris Saint-Germain and us. There isn't an easy draw there. I guess Inter or Liverpool or Juventus, I guess, because we know we can beat Juventus. Wowzers. Right, let's just see what we end up with. So, Juventus against Real Madrid. Man United, this one scares me, against Inter. We want Liverpool out of those options. Sevilla will play Paris Saint-Germain. Well, if we're going to do it, we've got to do it the hard way, clearly. Yikes. When is that? I guess that's going to be tomorrow's video. We'll probably do both legs of Paris Saint-Germain tomorrow. Because I think at this point the league is gone. If we win 3 games on the bounce and get back into the league battle, we might do, I don't know, PSG and Getafe maybe, but probably we're just going to focus on the Champions League for the rest of this season now. So tomorrow's episode will be that. Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League quarter-final. It's going to be a tough one. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.